everyone, it's Vanessa. I'm just doing a little voiceover on this video for Tumblr user KyleSpitzley, who, while we're on the topic, is super nice and super wonderful for putting up with me taking so long to get this done. I got so caught up in like school stuff and everything that I completely forgot to do this, and I'm so sorry about that. It was totally my bad, but they were super patient and great about it, so thanks so much for that. Again, I'm super sorry. Anyway, I guess I'm just gonna talk about some like little things in this video about my like process and some little tips and stuff that I found help me out when I'm drawing and stuff like that. I think here and there I might stick in some like little dumb facts about myself and my background with drawing and all that, so there's that. As far as my process goes, I generally start out with a pretty big canvas size. I usually used around 3,000 by 4,000 pixels, and I resize it from there as I go, like depending on what space I do or don't need. And then at the end I resize the whole thing smaller to somewhere around like 900 by 1,000 pixels usually. It could change some, I mean it depends. One of my big things though, like aside from that, is I guess that I am really bad at line art. So I kind of worked my method around like not having to do line art at all, since I was really bad at it. So I just basically like use my sketch and work with that. And then, I mean, generally my sketches are like really super messy. If anyone has seen my sketches, they are really messy. Like even in this video, my sketch is super messy. In this video, the sketch is cleaner than it usually is. Like it's usually worse than this, if you can believe that. But I mean, so long, it works out pretty well so long as I have like general idea of what I want things to look like in the end, like where I want stuff to be, how I want things to look. So I mean, if you're gonna work with your sketch, so long as you know what you're like aiming for, it should be fine. Like no matter how messy it is or anything like that, so long as you know what you're going for, it should work out. That's how it works for me. So there's that. Aside from that, like I'll have a layer with the sketch on it, and then underneath that layer I put down some like base colors and some basic shading, so I can just kind of get the picture to have like a basic overall feel for the colors that I am trying to go for in the end. About like colors and stuff though, like I have the most basic rudimentary knowledge of color theory. I haven't taken any like art classes or anything like that, and I just use what little I do know about the color wheel and complementary colors and all that. And from there I just take that knowledge and go with my gut, and so I'm all about trusting your gut with these things. Go ahead, just practice with everything, try all kinds of colors, see what works, see what doesn't. It's fun, you know, why not? Colors aside though, a lot of people told me that my art looks like like it has this creamy kind of feeling to it, which I didn't think about at all until like somebody said it to me. But then when somebody said it to me, I was like, oh my god, I can totally see it. So that was weird, but you know, whatever, I like it. But nothing's wrong with creamy, I guess. Anyway, colors, I guess I generally kind of tend to prefer warmer color palettes, and that's something I'm trying to break away from, because I want to experiment with other things, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to work with other cooler colors and stuff like that, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. Experimenting with colors though, like one way I do that is by using overlay layers and soft light layers and all those little special layer types that Photoshop has. And I'll have a separate layer and I'll just bucket fill a whole layer with one color, usually like a light pink or like a light blue or light green, something light, something not too strong. And then I'll set that layer to like an overlay layer or a soft light layer or something like that, and fuss around with like the tints and all of that. And it can really give like pictures an entirely different mood sometimes, and it's really neat and easy to do, so it's definitely something that I make use of a lot. It's really fun. And then you don't even have to just have a whole layer like bucket filled with one color. Like you can put colors in specific places wherever you need them or whatever, you know. Sometimes I'll put like warmer colors on like the cheeks or cooler colors where there's shading or stuff like that on an overlay layer, just to kind of like mess around with the color some. I don't know, I mean, it's pretty fun. Just experiment with it, you know, see what happens. Try. Literally, sometimes I've like sat there and just put a color on a layer and put it on every different kind of like layer type just to see what they all look like. And that's a really fun and easy way to like try different things with colors and stuff like that. And also having that one layer with like the same color on it put on a kind of layer type, I feel like it kind of brings the colors in the picture together some, since they're all sharing that like tint over top of it. I don't know, maybe it's just me seeing things. I don't know, it works for me, so I do it a lot. It's really fun, you know, just experiment, you know. It's pretty easy without having to alter too many like big important things within the picture, you know. It's always something. It's an easy thing to do. And it's pretty quick and efficient. That's always something I'm trying to learn to do, is how to do things more quickly and more efficiently, because I am the least patient person on the planet and I always want to be done super quick, lickety split. And if I can't just blink and be finished, I will try my very hardest to find a way to be finished fast another way. Something that really trips me up with that is two things that I have trouble with when drawing, and that's hands, because hands are just the spawn of Satan and they're hard to draw, and hair. And hair isn't like necessarily like hard or anything to draw. Not that I don't have room to improve, because I definitely do. There's always room to improve in all kinds of different places, but hair is just tedious to me, and with me being really impatient in every definition of the word, tedious things are not my favorite things. So that's also something that I'm focusing on and working on, different ways of doing hair that are less tedious. So have any tips, hit me up. So yeah, there's that, like working on more efficient ways and working on different color palettes and stuff like that. I guess things that I listen to when I'm drawing are either I listen to people reading scary stories or I listen to music or funny YouTube videos. I think on one video, I'm not sure if it was this one or another one, I was watching JK News in the background, and then other people came in and they're like, hey, JK Films! Hello, child, JK Films is awesome, y'all have great taste. I don't know, so it just depends on what I'm feeling like, you know, same old stuff. Another thing that's like that is the music that I choose to put on these videos it always just depends. Like, I try to fit it to like the feel of the picture, but sometimes it's more work than I'm willing to do for music, so sometimes I just put music in that I like at the moment. So there's that. Whether or not people like it is an entirely different story, and it's not really something I can do too much about. Oh, what else? Something I get asked pretty often is about what kind of brush I use, and for the most part I use a variation of the default hard round brush, and I just have the settings changed to have the opacity set to change with the pen pressure. So there are a bunch of super cool brushes out there, and they're awesome, and sometimes I try them out, but I always just kind of default back to this default hard round brush because it works well. I mean, what can I say? I guess that's all I've got. I don't really have any super interesting things to talk about or anything like that, as much as I might wish that I did. Thanks so much for watching this video, any of my other videos, and for keeping up with my art and all that stuff. Shouts out to Tumblr user KyleSpitzley for being super fantastic and patient, and I'm so sorry again that it took you this long. You're awesome. Thanks again for everything. That's it, I think. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.